everyone, and welcome to today's video. Finally back to filming once again. I had to take a little bit of a break because if you follow me on Snapchat, then you already know that both of my kids came down with bacterial pneumonia, which is pretty scary. So my husband and I had to tend to them and make sure that they were okay. I just could not even think about filming, posting, doing really much of anything until they got better, which they now are. So thank you to any of you that sent well wishes through Snapchat. I really, truly appreciate it. And yeah, they're all better. They're back to being crazy and rambunctious, and they're on the mend. So yes. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into the video. Today, I'm going to be reviewing for you all the new Maybelline SuperStay Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. This foundation can be found in 16 different shades, and it retails for $11.99, so $12 US. I grabbed the shade Sun Beige to try out today. It comes in a glass bottle with a pump, which I love when foundations come with a pump. It has a shelf life of 12 months and you get 1 fluid ounce of product. Straight from the website, it states that it is a full coverage foundation that delivers 24 hours of wear for concentrated coverage and a flawless finish that doesn't fade or shift all day. Some of the benefits for this foundation are that it provides an ultra transforming effect that is long lasting. It has a lightweight feel yet high impact coverage that glides onto the skin for a flawless makeup finish that lasts all day. It is oil free, it doesn't clog pores, and it is dermatologist tested. As far as how to use it, it just states that you should apply to the face and blend with fingertips, sponge, or their Maybelline blender. I'm going to be blending it out with my beauty blender, my damp beauty blender per usual. That is how we're going to be doing it today. So now that we've covered the basics, I'm simply going to jump off camera really quickly in order to apply some color corrector onto the under eye area before coming back and applying foundation onto the face. Okay, so now I am back with color corrector on the under eye area, and it is time to apply foundation. But before I do that, I'm going to zoom y'all in so that you can get a better look at my skin now that it's bare and there's absolutely nothing on it. That way you have a good idea of how much coverage I truly am getting out of the foundation once I apply it. Okay, so here's my skin up close. You can see all of my little imperfections, the unevenness, the little veins that I have through here, as well as my little spot there. And here's this side as well. Okay, so now that you've seen my skin up close, it is time for some foundation. Now, I don't have anything on my skin other than moisturizer, so I'm not using a primer for this particular foundation, just simply because it doesn't recommend that you use anything with it. So I'm going to skip it for today. As far as my skin goes, I tend to get a little oily along the T-zone and sometimes even on the sides of my nose. But other than that, I'm pretty normal everywhere else. So I don't get dry. I don't get excessively oily anywhere else other than pretty much there. So I'm going to just start off with one pump, and one pump actually gets you quite a bit of product. I'm going to apply it with my fingertip and then blend it out using my damp beauty blender. And I think I got the right shade. First I thought it might be a little too deep, but I think it's okay. This is actually giving me really good coverage. Like really, really good. It's evening everything out. And I only have the one layer on right now. I don't really see myself needing a whole lot more. Okay, so I was able to get my entire face with just the one pump, and I'm getting really, really good coverage out of just the one layer of foundation. However, I am tempted to apply just a little bit more here and here in order to truly get full coverage. So I'm going to do like a tiny, tiny little amount and apply it to here. Blends out beautifully. And then apply a little bit more here as well. Okay, so I got really, really good coverage out of this. Now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at my skin now that I have the full coverage foundation on. Okay, so this is what it looks like up close. As you can see, everything is nice and evened out, and everything is really, really well covered up. So this is definitely full coverage foundation. It looks really good. I really like it. And the same goes for this side. Everything is nice and covered up and looks really even and flawless. So as you can see, the foundation looks amazing. It looks really, really good. It doesn't feel heavy whatsoever, so it is pretty lightweight on the skin. For it being full coverage, it feels pretty light. So definitely a plus. So now I'm going to jump off camera, finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup, and so far the foundation still looks great. I am going to try to wear this for an entire 8-hour day, if not more than 8 hours, to see exactly how it performs throughout the entire day. I do plan on doing a midday check-in at around 4 o'clock. It is currently 11:32 in the morning, so I will see you all back here at 4 o'clock. Okay, so now I am back for my midday check-in. It is currently 4:35. So I've had this foundation on for about 5 hours. Now I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at my skin up close after 5 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like after 5 hours on my face. It has not worn off. It still feels really lightweight, so it doesn't feel like I have full coverage foundation on, and it's still doing a really good job at like covering everything up. And this is what it looks like on the right side. As you can see, I'm getting same amount of coverage, still everything looking really well. As far as my problem area or the T-zone that usually gets oily, as of right now, I haven't noticed any excessive oiliness with the foundation. I feel like it's keeping me pretty normal overall. Okay, so as you can see, the foundation is still looking really, really amazing. I love it so far. It's only been 5 hours though, so I haven't finished off my day yet. We'll see how it continues to wear. It hasn't creased on me anywhere where I would typically see creasing with like heavy full coverage foundations for me, which is here along my laugh lines, and then sometimes here along the forehead, like the little 11 that tends to happen when you frown and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll have foundations that either crack or settle in those lines. None of that has happened. Everything still looks really flawless. Everything still looks really smooth. So far, so good. I am planning on trying to push this review in order to get like 8+ hours of wear out of this foundation. So I'm going to attempt to try to finish off my day at around 8:30, something like that, just to give it a nice, good amount of wear time. Usually when I'm reviewing foundations, I try to wear them for a good 8 hours, but I'm going to try to push this foundation just a little bit more to see how it wears for maybe 9 hours or so. So I will be back with my final thoughts on the foundation at the end of the night. Okay, so now I am back for my final check-in. It is currently 8:46, so I've had this foundation on for a good 9 hours, and I am ready to wash all of this off and call it a day. Now, before I get into my overall opinion of the foundation, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at my skin after 9 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what it looks like up close after the 9 hours. As you can see, nothing's really changed from my last check-in. Everything's still in place. Everything still looks really smooth, really even. Nothing's really moved around at all. And the same goes for this side. I don't see any difference. As far as whether or not this foundation made me a little bit oily, I think maybe perhaps a tiny bit. But it doesn't claim to be a matte foundation. I'm not really even sure what it claims to be. I think it's like a semi-matte. When I put it on, that's kind of what it felt like. I do feel like I have a little bit of shine, but nothing excessive. So overall, I actually really love this foundation. I love the way that it wore throughout the entire day. It didn't crease on me, it didn't move on me, it didn't wear off. It felt really lightweight throughout the entire time that I had it on, and it gave me full coverage with just like the one pump. I didn't really necessarily need that additional amount that I applied here along the cheek area, but I just did it in order to really get full coverage. But a little went such a long way. It also didn't wear off around the sides of my nose here, which I was really surprised by because that's usually the first place to go. Like that's where the foundation will usually settle or disappear, either here or along my laugh lines or along my forehead sometimes. This one did not do that. Like I don't see it moving really, and I can't even really see the redness around my nose, which by this point, I would have already seen it like 5 hours ago, but I still can't see it. It looks really good. It feels really light on the skin. It looks really good. Overall, I really, really liked this foundation. And it does last an entire day. Like it looks so good that I feel like I can continue to wear this even longer than the 9 hours. Maybe not the 24 hours. I don't know why you would need foundation for 24 hours, but an extended period of time, I really feel like this can keep going really strong. I'm just tired and I can't wear this anymore. But for someone who does have like a really long day, like maybe you're going from 7 in the morning to 9 at night or even beyond that, I feel like this would look really good even at the end of the night. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on future reviews or makeup looks. As always, take care and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.